What's going on, everyone? Mitesh here. So there's this one piece of technology that I've always wanted but I could never justify buying, and that was noise canceling headphones. Last year, the only good pair of noise canceling headphones you could get were the Bose Quiet Comfort series, and those had a starting price of around $350. And while I really wanted them, I just couldn't justify spending that much when I didn't travel that much at all. But last year, Sony introduced a new line of headphones which had noise cancellation which was supposed to rival that of Bose, and I was really excited. So even though they were priced around the same as Bose, I was hoping that with competition they might come down, and it turned out I was right. So I picked up these Sony Huron wireless headphones for around $170, and this is my review of these. So starting off with the design and build quality, I think Sony's done a really good job with the design. It's a very modern looking set of headphones, and they come in a variety of colors including teal, red, yellow, pink, and the black that I have here. In terms of build quality, even though these headphones are completely plastic, they don't feel cheap and they do feel like they'll hold up over time. The ear cups swivel just a little bit to better fit your head, and it has a metal frame running through the entire thing. It's also the part you see when you extend the headphones. Because these are completely wireless headphones, you do have all your controls on the ear cups. So on the left ear cup, we have the noise canceling button, the power button, micro USB input for power, and a 3.5mm headphone jack in case you want to plug in directly for any device that doesn't have Bluetooth or your headphones die on a long trip. And on the right ear cup, we have a play pause button and a call answer button, and forward and back on it. And additionally, the volume up and down are separate controls. I like this versus some headphone manufacturers which like to double up the forward and back as volume up and down also. The buttons on these headphones are also one of my biggest pet peeves with them. The buttons are pretty flush with the device itself, so you have to kind of search for them, and they're also very mushy. They have very little tactile feedback, and so they're just a little hard to figure out whether you pushed them, and especially the play pause button. Since it's the slider to go forward and back, it's a little hard to figure out when you're pushing it down whether you're actually going to trigger the other functions or not. So in terms of sound quality, Sony really used to go with a bass-heavy approach, but they've really changed it up with these new lines. So now they have a much more flat sound, but it's a much richer sound. So you can really hear the mids, the highs, and the lows. The bass, it is there. It's not as prominent as it used to be. They don't have the extra bass button like they used to on their old headphones. But honestly, these sound great. They sound much better than Bose do for music playback. For things like, I listen to a lot of podcasts and audiobooks with them, and these are great. They sound great. Even over Bluetooth, the audio quality really stays. Sony uses their own codecs for it, and they sound great. They honestly sound like the same when you plugged in or over Bluetooth. In terms of noise canceling, these aren't quite there with Bose headphones yet, but they do a great job in cutting out like computer from my noise from my computer and background noises. So I used these one time at work when they were doing some construction, and I could barely hear anything with the sawing and drilling and all the stuff they were doing. So in terms of noise canceling, I am not disappointed by these at all. So good job, Sony. So some of the other things, miscellaneous things that I think are good to know about these headphones are the comfort-wise, they're amazing. These have great padding and they feel really good. I've had them on for hours and not felt like they were tight on my ears or anything like that. They do fold up for travel, so instead of like having the yoke fold up, these fold up comfortably into a very small package, and they do come with a hard case, which is great. It can hold all your cables, and you can just close it up, and there you go. I do use this hard case. It is a weird shape, doesn't quite fit perfectly in a bag, but it works just fine. It does protect the headphones very well. Some other small things. One thing you should know is the fact that you can't use them while charging. You can't use them wirelessly while charging. You can plug them in and use them, but having two cables sticking out of your left ear doesn't look that good. it's just something that I noticed one time because I was like, oh, I want to just charge them over battery while I'm listening to it. But you can't do that. They do have an indication for battery level, so there's a voice that tells you battery level high, medium, or low, but they don't tell you when they're about to turn off. So there's no warning. So there's actually no warning. You can check the battery level by just pushing the power button, but it doesn't give you any warning before it shuts off. So one time I did just have them shut off, and I was like, I assumed the Bluetooth connection got lost, but instead the headphones were just dead. So it's a small thing, but none of these things are deal breakers. I think that these headphones are still great for what they are. So there you go. I think that these are probably the best pair of headphones you can get for $170. They have really good build quality. Their design's really nice. At least I'm a fan of it. The noise canceling, while maybe not the best, it is still pretty good. It's pretty close to being Bose level quality. The only complaint I have about these is the buttons being not so great and the fact that the battery doesn't tell you when it's about to die. But otherwise, yeah, I think these are great. I think if you have $120 to spend and you want noise canceling headphones, you should pick these up, especially since they're Bluetooth, and now that we're all going to start living the dongle life, we're going to need that. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys in this one. If you guys like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see upcoming videos like my Pixel 2 review, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you'll be the first to see it. But that's all. I'll see you guys in the next one.